I ended up messaging my primary doctor to ask, should I be concerned? And what should I do? Because at this point, I'm about to go to the emergency room. Did I end my relationship? What have I done? You know, for Kyson's sake. Like, this was a relationship that my son had as well. And like, did I strip that away from him? Hey NAYvy, welcome back to my channel. So I am here with I guess kind of like a Q&A, relationship Q&A, if you will. If you guys don't know, I've been single for going on I think like 6 months now. So there are some things that I never addressed that I want to address because there's really no reason why I never did, but I'm like, let's talk about it, why not? Also, I want to shed light on, you know, your health and your mental and taking care of yourself, especially me living with a, you know, chronic illness is so important. Like, stress is one of the main factors and triggers when it comes to lupus. If you don't know, I've been diagnosed with discoid lupus. So my lifestyle just in general is different. The things that I have to be cautious of is different than other people. Like, I really try not to stress. I really try not to. And it's a learning process when it comes to this. I've been diagnosed for over 3 years now. And like, something new happens like every year. I'm experiencing something right now with a new lesion that's the darkest it's ever been, and trying to navigate that. I just had a breakdown at my rheumatology appointment because I don't know, like, my emotions got a hold of me. But like, my point is, like, I'm learning new things every day. So with that being said, I feel like our mental, our physical, our spiritual aspects of our lives are so important. It's so important. And I like to, once again, be like vulnerable and transparent with you guys about the things that I do experience. So a question that I have gotten over time. So the first one, did I end my relationship? Let's talk about that. So as you guys saw, I announced the end of my relationship in a very unbiased way, a very, very unbiased manner, because, you know, like I said, it was a healthy relationship. Honestly, I didn't really, you know, once the relationship was over, there was certain things that I had to heal from, but I didn't feel like I was in a deep, like, let me heal phase. Like, it wasn't, because it didn't end bad. Like, it was more of a separation. That's the best way I could put it. Like I feel like once you have your person, there's no giving up. But I think the term giving up isn't even accurate when it comes down to someone just not being for you. Like, because it is supposed to be a long-term thing. Like, y'all, I was close to getting married, starting a family. Like, I was on the verge of that. Like, Kyson had built those relationships as well. Like, it wasn't just me involved. Like, that was a big decision to end my relationship. But it seemed as though it was better for the both of us, if that makes sense. So we're not here to point any fingers. We're not here to, you know, say what anyone deserved. Like, we're just here to, you know, move accordingly and like know that was an experience that I'm forever grateful for. Like, that was a great phase of my life. But also, to be like realistic about things, I feel like there's such an important factor of knowing when to go and knowing when to stay, and sometimes we don't know. Like, you know, I actually stayed in that for a long after it was thought about for it to end. So once it was finally over, you know, that was just that. Like, there wasn't all the extra communication of like, I miss you from either or. Like, it literally just ended. And a lot of times when something ends, it kind of proves to you whether you made the right decision or not, if that makes sense. Because, you know, there are gonna be doubts, and I'm not here to be Miss Big Bad, like,
yeah, it ended, and what?
like,
and I ain't have to heal? Wow, no, that chapter's over.
like, it's not that. It's really not that. Like, we are human, okay? So, the vulnerable part of that, like, yes, what I just told you is true, but also many times when you don't think that you're going through this huge healing process, or you don't think that you need to recover from something, or something's affecting you, internally it is, and we have to be real about that. And that's what I realized in my situation when I was hospitalized. So to answer this next question, was I hospitalized because of my last relationship? Yes and no. So like I said, lupus, one of the main triggers is stress. So I really try not to stress you guys. Like, I literally go out of my way, and I'm intentional about like having my daily planner, staying organized, taking things step by step, praying, just detoxing, taking that time to myself at night to prepare for the next day. When something happens, I try to handle it in a manner that's just not moving out of emotion. Like, everything that I do is like to avoid stress, so that it doesn't trigger this chronic illness that I'm living with. And so, you know, shortly after my relationship ended, like, I was having headaches for like a week straight, you guys, and I mean pounding. Like, I was in like agony. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I don't even get headaches like that. So I'm like, am I eating too much salt in my food? Like, I tried to switch my diet up for a little bit, like eat a little healthier for the next few days and just monitor it. But like, my head was like pounding, like it was migraines. So I'm like, what is going on? And like I said, it's around this time, like my relationship just ended when this happened. Like, it was like literally probably like the next week. And so eventually I'm like, okay, I'm taking medicine every day, like, and so then I checked my blood pressure, and I had high blood pressure, y'all. I didn't even know, like, I used the little at-home thing to measure it, and I didn't even know what numbers to look out for. Like, I had to like look it up and make some phone calls and stuff like that. I ended up messaging my primary doctor to ask, should I be concerned? And what should I do? Because at this point, I'm about to go to the emergency room. So, you know, I sent a message on my portal to my doctor to ask, like, tell her what's going on. Because obviously I couldn't get an appointment that fast. And at this point, I'm concerned. Like, what is going on? And so my doctor responded, like, yes, if the numbers, like, check it again at this time. And if the numbers don't change, you need to go to the emergency room. And so literally later that evening, where was I? I was in the emergency room. Very unexpected. I didn't know how to handle this. I've never been in a situation like this. I'm like kind of in denial, because I'm like, I'm good, you know, like, I'm kind of just like, I feel fine. And me saying I'm good is me saying, like, I literally feel fine. But you know, long story short, after going to the emergency room, getting checked out, they my numbers did, you know, normalize again, which was great. There was nothing that they could pinpoint that would have been causing the headaches, that would have caused the high blood pressure. And my numbers ended up regulating again, so everything was fine. But they did tell me what to look out for and when I should be concerned and if I should come back. And luckily, thank goodness, none of those things happened. So I ended up being fine, and I got discharged on an okay note. My best friend came. Shout out to you, Erin. I love you. Like, she pulled up with the swiftness. Like, y'all, when I tell you, she was literally like, girl, what? She had my location and literally came and sat with me at that emergency room. But yeah, they basically said it could be stress. And immediately I knew, like, yeah, because like, just because I wasn't bawling my eyes out or felt super hurt from that past relationship, it's still a chapter that closed that I had to adjust to. It's still stuff that was on my mind. It's still stuff that I had to navigate. Those conversations when it was ending, like, those took a toll on me. And also dealing with the fact that, like, okay, did I make the best decision? Like I might not feel like I'm hurt, but like, I don't know. Like, I won't know until the future. You know, in that moment, I wouldn't have known until more time went by. But this is stuff that's going through my head, like, oh no, like, what have I done, you know, for Kyson's sake? Like, this was a relationship that my son had as well, and like, did I strip that away from him? And that, you know, that's a whole nother thing that, you know, I do talk about in another video. But all of those things at the time were like going through my head, and I'm like processing. It's the processing that was causing stress. So like, those are things that we have to be very cautious of, because like, I would have never guessed it would have had that effect on me. Ever since then, I just take my time. I've been taking my time. I am not in a rush to, you know, start any more of these heavy relationships and dynamics, and there's just a lot going on between, you know, Kyson meeting his dad, and he just had a so-and-so stepdad during the same time, like, and a sister, because we were literally building a life together. So like, you know, we had these titles, which was like a whole nother thing, because I didn't want to, you know, make the titles like sister, and he never called him his stepdad, but like, he viewed him as a father figure. So like, all of that had an impact on like my mothering, you know, mom guilt, like all of that stuff. That's heavy. That's heavy. So that's what happened as far as me going to the emergency room. Thank goodness I was okay. But you guys, we just really have to be honest with ourselves and honest about our journeys, and like, just take precautions. Like, after that, I just made sure like it was out of my control, a lot of it, but the things that were in my control, I just made sure to stay on it, and like try to do more holistic things that can really be therapeutic within my journey. And like, take that time to journals, take that time to read my devotions, like, instead of thinking on this, shift my mindset, you know. So anyways, you guys, that is how I ended up in the emergency room. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy and unexpected. I think it was crazy because it was unexpected. But you know, it happens. But I'm glad, like, always put yourself first and advocate for yourself, and do that. Like, I'm glad I messaged my doctor, like, instead of just brushing it off and saying, oh, there's no appointments. No, like, girl, your mental is affecting your physical. Literally. Go get checked. So yeah, I hope this gave a better perspective of, you know, what I experienced, and I hope it can help somebody that's watching this who may have experienced the same or similar thing, or currently experiencing it. But yeah, I love you guys so much. Let me know what else you want to know. Drop your opinions in the comments, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, NAYvy.